I guess it was just a matter of time, but now Rippa's biggest haters are coming at me. They're making live streams about my content, just reviewing ISOM or talking about the success of the Rippaverse and Eric July, and it just doesn't make any sense. I don't say anything that's not true on here. Everything I say is factual. Everything I say is just in interest of the culture war and what Eric July is doing as a competitor against Marvel and DC. He is one of the biggest names in comics. I mean, he's sold thousands and thousands of books, far more than many Marvel and DC titles every single time one of these comes out, whether it's ISOM or Alpha Core. He's made millions. So this is comic book news. I am just reporting the news here. I think Eric July is doing great work. I think his team's doing a good job. And of course, this is, I guess, some sort of bad thing, something to call me a simp over. Now, full disclosure here, don't know Eric July that well. I've talked to him a couple occasions. I've met him in person once. That's who I am right here. I like him in general. I think it's great that he's hired, especially Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. They are great people. I like his assistant, Carol Brown. I think she's a good person and a good writer, and I really like what she does for the writing community in general. And that's about the extent of it. So I think this is somebody that we should be supporting in the culture war. There's not a simping involved. I've never sent a super chat over there. I don't subscribe. I mean, I subscribe to the channel. I'm not a member of the channel or anything. I bought the comic books because if you want to look behind me, I mean, I read comic books. That's kind of what we do here on the channel. And I write comic books as well. And of course, I want to support good comic books out there, especially against the woke stuff that Marvel and DC is doing. But that's it. So I guess you can make a 2-hour live stream EFAPing my videos about reviewing a comic book honestly as a professional writer, but it is what it is. So let's get into the news, my friends. Now, I don't think this is a timing coincidence. I think what we have here is the fact that people know that I'm releasing a book where I'm really not simping here. It's called Top Grift. And my Top Grift book is mocking Andrew Tate. You want to go after a real grifter, somebody who really does not care about comics, who is actually just pushing on top of this. Andrew Tate is it. He released this book here called Top G, which is his self-insert book. And it's crap. And I did a very scathing review about this. So if I was going to just simp for anything right here, I mean, going after Andrew Tate's audience, which is a huge audience of millions, would be the way to do so. But I call it honestly like it is. This was a terrible book, and he overcharged everybody for it. $97 plus shipping on this for a poorly drawn comic book with no plot whatsoever. And it's just a very weird thing. So we decided to make fun of this. And I got together with Mike Miller, who is Injustice's artist. He works with Shadowversity on Shadow of the Conqueror. Again, a hugely successful artist who's fantastic. I got the best possible artist, of course, out there with the experience needed to do this. And we've created a wonderful comic here, which is actually the whole message of this book, once you read it, is anti-simping. We are opposed to that sort of thing on the internet. So calling me that is kind of ridiculous here. For buying a comic book and reporting the news on somebody who's doing actually good work in the industry. But this is it. This was their video yesterday, and they did Eric July's biggest simp. Finally watching John Delarose cringe. They got 1,300 views just talking about me here. We see Rippaverse goalpost in the chat here saying JDA is a working, successful comic creator and businessman and YouTube, and you haters are super big mad. And that seems to be exactly what's going on here. So people are big mad, of course, that I'm doing well with my content, that we've been growing regularly. They wanted to put a stop to us for a long time because if you look at the way things have gone in the culture war several years ago, a lot of grifters really did get in and make it big. A lot of people who were not truly right-wing, not truly Christian, went out there and kind of rode this anti-woke train. I'm looking at people like Just Some Guy, if you remember him these days. That guy went out there and it turns out he was like heavily supporting like pro-abortion stuff and LGBT stuff. And then Nerdette's Newsstand was another one that did the same. And her channel was so grifty that she even uploaded just court videos of Amber Heard, which were copyrighted material, didn't even talk over them or anything like that, didn't even transform them, didn't even make commentary on it. And of course, got her YouTube channel demonetized because of that. So all these people are failing who were in this space before. And of course, all these people are the same people who are attacking Eric July for his very real success now. Also, they're coming after me because I am the real deal. I don't just read the news like The Quartering or read the news that we read on Bounding Into Comics like a lot of other people. I write the articles for Bounding Into Comics. I'm now writing for PJ Media, an even bigger conservative outlet, because of this. I came from the Federalist back in the day, and that's how I came on the scene to begin with. So everybody out there doesn't want to see the real deal succeed at the end of the day, and this is what it comes down to. I've been making comics too. I mean, I'm not just making one comic, two comics. Like Eric July, I am building full universes. I've got 12 plus graphic novels out. I've got 18 novels out. I am a writing machine, much like Chuck Dixon, who he hired. And so they see me as like the ascendant, I guess, of Chuck Dixon. I'm kind of like a protege in that regard. Chuck doesn't like personally train me or anything like that, but we're friendly. And I am following his lead in exactly what's going on in comics and trying to be like him. I look up to Chuck Dixon as somebody I would like my career to reflect at the end of the day. And so they don't want us to reach the next level. And that's all this comes down to. That's why they're doing these EFAPs right now. They don't want Rippa to be continuing to succeed like he's been doing. It's really sad to watch. And it is just about hating on people who are building success or have success already. And it's people who can't create much at the end of the day. That's what we're seeing here right now. All right. So this is it. Top Grift launched just now. I just put up the campaign. It is on Fund My Comic, which is, of course, run by a Christian conservative. I am trying to make a real deal and support the whole community around me. It's not just us. Mike Miller is a great Christian conservative as an artist also. And we have a second book on here, which is a parody of my parody, because I think on deep 5D chess levels like this. And so our parody is called Top CG. And Top CG is going to be a book which, of course, follows the adventures of Top CG, which is comicsgate, against all the haters online also and the trolls out there who are trying to tear down success as well. So we've got both of these books on here. They're two different books. They're two different parodies, and you can get both of them and enjoy yourself. It's going to be a lot of fun. These stand on their own merits. If you don't know a ton about Comicsgate or don't know a ton about Andrew Tate and all that, it's fine. You'll totally understand what's going on in the book here. I write very competently, and that you'll notice the haters when they actually go on this stuff. They never talk about my books so much, do they? They don't go out there and blast Overmind or blast Flying Sparks or anything like that, because they know that I've done a really good job on this front. Even the haters agree that I'm a competent writer. If you look at, there's another stream that came up the other day that said I'm like a wasted potential because my writing's so good. And that's why PJ Media and Bounding Into Comics hire me as a writer. I mean, this is why I'm a professional in journalism. This is why I'm a professional in fiction. And this is why I'm a professional in comics at the end of the day. So please come in hard on this. I'm going to put this link right in the description below to make it easy for you guys. We have this coming out. The book's already like 75% done. We're looking at shipping this early next year. Maybe as soon as January, if things go right. And so I appreciate you guys for being there. So appreciate our comics over the years, and we're just going to get better. This is a really wonderful offering. I can't believe Mike Miller, of all people, is working with me. It's been a dream for years. I asked Mike to collaborate with me literally back in 2017, and back then he brushed me off. It was really fun. But now he is working with me. This guy is one of the best in the business. The art's beautiful. The story's fantastic, and you'll really love this book. Stick it to the haters, my friend. Grab this book today, and I appreciate you for being there.